As we've seen time and time again in these cases of budding psychopathic teenagers and children who go on to do these heinous adult crimes, they don't outgrow it. They go on to kill people. Young children, from the very beginning, they're learning the value of human relationships. They're learning the value of not harming others. They're learning the value of falling within healthy morals that are consistent with society's value for right and wrong. But when somebody doesn't have that developmental process and that trajectory is not happening as it should, they're failing to gain intrinsic value internally for praise, for trophies, for just being a good citizen, even if they're a tiny little human being, we have a problem.
The most notorious serial killer in the nation is scheduled to die tomorrow morning in Florida's electric chair. Ted Bundy is an articulate, intelligent 42-year-old man, a former Boy Scout, law student, and Republican Party activist. Bruce Hall is at the Florida State Prison.
I don't know if it's a bad seed or what, but he is just totally consumed with murder.
Prior to his execution, Bundy made a farewell phone call to his mother.
He was our much beloved son. We didn't raise him to be this kind of person. We gave him a good upbringing, and something has happened to him sometime since he left this house that has triggered some terrible madness inside of him.
What we know from the records is that Ted Bundy grew up thinking his grandparents were his parents and that his mother was his sister. And he has talked about how embarrassing it was to be outed as the child that didn't have a father. What we know from the research is that growing up in a family with those sort of dynamics has the opportunity to lead to a lot of problematic development.
If it's true that in his early family that these boundaries have been broken in the family, and I suspect that there were other kinds of abuse going on, whether it was emotional abuse or neglect or physical abuse, that breaks down a child's perception of which rules are firm, which ones you keep and which ones you don't, and whether or not people do whatever they want. And so if a kid learns that rule early on, that people do whatever they want, and I don't mean that much to any of these people, then why would they mean that much to me? That may explain the long-standing pattern where there's no remorse and almost a calculated indifference to his actions in killing people, where he never seemed troubled by any of it and seemed rather calculating and cool about it.